and welcome to A New Day, a New Vision. Countdown to Christmas, 6 weeks to go. My name is Kim Upstone, and this is my lifestyle site. This is where you can go to find ways to simplify your life by organizing and simplifying things. Everything you find here, I do in my own life, and they allow me to have lots of time for fun without compromising. These are things that may save you time, money, or space. They'll be important to see if you can use them for your well-being. The idea is to look at how I do things and then see if they fit for you. Give them a try. But the point is that with your free time, do something fun. Don't just make more work. The ability to have fun will inspire you to keep trying new ideas. These things will fix the outside. But if you need help finding things to fix the inside, then you need to visit my All I Want Is Everything book site, where you can be inspired and awakened to new thoughts and ideas on working on a beautiful life on the inside. Christmas is in 6 weeks. I absolutely love the holidays. The one goal for me is to sit and look at twinkling lights the entire week of Christmas. For all my dear friends and readers who don't celebrate this holiday, these ideas are transferable to other holidays or events. So what are some things that we can do now to make it easier to enjoy the holidays? First, buy yourself a notebook and paper, lined paper, like notebook paper like you used to use in school. And make sure your notebook has a pocket. Or maybe a notebook, a plain spiral notebook will work for you. Come on, it needs to be red or green. Second, first thing you need to do is write a personal goal and then a family goal in the book. And make sure you leave plenty of time to accomplish it. For your personal goal, you may want to have everything done a week before Christmas like I do, so that you can sit and watch It's a Wonderful Life again and again. Maybe you want to make enjoying family and friends your goal, and take the emphasis off how much and how many gifts you need to buy. If that's the goal, then set your dollar limit now on each person. Maybe you want it to be a green holiday, so the focus might be to have your children make wrapping paper out of brown shopping bags or some homemade gifts. Whatever your goal is, think ahead and plan for it now. Family goals should be discussed as a family. Sit down and ask each member of the family what they would like to do for the holiday. Incorporate it in some way. You might be shocked as to what they say when you ask. Many years ago, I started asking my family what was important for us to include in the holiday, and I found that baking cookies and playing games were amongst the most important. I would have sworn it would have been going to Disney World or making lists of gifts they wanted. Here's what I did this week. You can listen to the list and do as many or as few things as you think will save you time closer to the holiday. First thing I did is I cleaned really high. I dusted all the cobwebs off the ceiling corners and cleaned the ceiling fans, air vents, exhaust fans, and light fixtures. This way the dust falls down, so when I'm cleaning next week, I can get it in the next layer that I do. I made a photocopy of a blank calendar, or you can print one off online. I punched holes in it and placed it behind my goals page in the front of my notebook. I'll write down all of the events that I'll need to attend. Office parties, home parties, kids' school pageants, anything you need to have a reserved date for. There may be events that show up at the last minute, but knowing at a glance where you'll need to be will help your mind relax. Make sure and reserve one day each week for family, fun, or fun with others. Stick to it. Do crafts, watch a movie, have dinner together. Drop the expectations at the door. Just enjoy whatever happens. Teenagers don't want to participate. Let them have a say in what goes on. The point is to enjoy each other's company. Forget about having everything perfect. My goodness, even the Griswolds ended up having fun. Also this week I wrote out all my envelopes for my Christmas cards, not the inside. And yes, I buy my cards the year before at half price and put them in my crate marked open first. For the party that I'm having, I have the envelopes for the invites and I have the addresses on each. That way the envelopes are all ready. Many of the people this year will get evites, but a few of my neighbors, some of the elderly ones, don't have email. Now, the open first crate. I put everything I need in there, from hooks to bulbs, replacement light bulbs, and those little tiny little fuses in my notebook from last year. The very last thing I pack away for the year is that crate, and it's the very first thing I open for the season. As the weeks move more towards the holidays, I get out my red notebook. Maybe something was really fun that I want to do again next year. Maybe there's something that I want to try next year that I thought of. I always look back at the notes from events I've attended, thoughts from the year prior. It reminds me what's most important for me to remember for this season before it all begins. Then I take a venture into my closet, which I did, to make sure that I have what I need to wear for all the festivities. It's been a year since I've worn those velvet slacks and Christmas sweater. Do they need to be pressed or maybe go to the dry cleaners? Do you have something that's appropriate for an office party or a special event? How about the kids and husband? Make sure they try on their Sunday clothes to make sure they fit. Do you need to get some shopping done? Now's the time to shop for something special. There'll be lots of selection still, and why fight the crowds for non-gift items? Make your list and get it done this week. This week I also made my cookie list. I'm Italian, and my mom and my aunt making Christmas cookies is one of my fondest memories. Christmas cookies are the highlight of my year. Each person in my family gets to select their favorite cookie, and I make sure to include it on my list. I always add 3 new recipes, cookies I haven't made before. These 3 are changed out every year, so if I've made a good cookie in the past year, it goes on my cookie rotation. That's a rotation of cookies that I make during the year. So I pull out the recipes and add what I'll need to my grocery list so that I'm ready to bag them. Now next week we'll talk about what bagging is. Well, that's my week 6. It took me a couple hours to get all this done. If you're following along, make sure that you add what works for you. The whole premise of doing this is not to add more stress. It's to find out what you love to do and makes you happy, and make sure you have time to do it by determining those things that you can't compromise on. Things like cooking healthy meals and having your life, your clothes, and your house simplified and organized. Then you have time to do the fun stuff. With all these things that are not fun, well, you have to take care of them. But then you'll be free to seek out what makes you the most happy. Determine what you hate doing and avoid it as much as possible. This has been the answer for me, and this is my beautiful life. So I'll see you next week for week 5 as we continue our holiday countdown.